I'm going to upgrade these into some delicious desserts. I love having cake mixes in my pantry for when I need a quick and easy dessert, but instead of making just a regular old cake, we're taking these to the next level. Hey y'all, I'm Valerie and welcome to my kitchen. In today's video, I'm showing you 3 creative ways to use boxed cake mix. Now let's go ahead and get started. This had to be the best and easiest peach cobbler I've ever had. In a greased 9 by 13 inch baking dish, I'm adding 3 cans of sliced peaches. Now the first 2 cans are undrained. But that third can, you're going to get rid of the juice and just add the peaches. I just made sure all those peaches were spread out evenly. Then on top of that, I'm going to sprinkle over 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. That'll just help to thicken up some of that liquid. Now the recipe called for 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and I probably got a little carried away here just because I love cinnamon, so you don't have to add that much. I've got a yellow cake mix here. I'm sure you could also do this with like vanilla or even the butter golden. You're just going to sprinkle that dry cake mix evenly over the top of those peaches. And I did try to spread it out a little just to make sure I had everything covered. Now on top of that, you're going to sprinkle over half a cup of packed brown sugar. And to finish it off, I'm laying on 10 tablespoons of butter sliced thin. You just want to make sure you have most everything covered. Then this bakes at 350 for 40 minutes or until it's bubbly and golden brown. And y'all, this was absolutely delicious. So good. Get you a big old scoop of vanilla ice cream. And if you haven't already tried it, all I got to say is you have got to try it. My whole family loved this. It was so easy to make, and I want to try it next with canned sweet potatoes. I think a sweet potato cobbler sounds amazing. If you make this Kentucky butter cake, you'll have everybody asking you for the recipe. In a large bowl, I added 1 butter golden cake mix, but you could also use vanilla. Then I added 1 small box of the vanilla instant pudding, 1 cup of milk, and I just used 2%. I'm also adding 4 eggs and 1/3 cup of sour cream. Oh, and I also added 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And I know y'all, don't fuss at me about the vanilla. I promise I'll get the pure vanilla extract here soon. I just mixed that batter up until it was well combined. I'm making this in my bundt pan, and I did spray it with nonstick spray. My favorite nonstick spray is the Baker's Joy. You're just going to pour that batter in and make sure you get it in there kind of evenly. And I just try to wiggle it and kind of shake it around a little bit to kind of level it out. Then it bakes at 350 for 40 to 45 minutes. While that's in the oven, I'm starting on the butter glaze. In a saucepan, I was supposed to only add 1/3 cup of butter. I got ahead of myself and threw in the whole stick. I also added 3/4 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of water, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Just cook this on medium-low and whisk until all that sugar is dissolved. And here it is out of the oven, and you'll want to go ahead and do this now while it's still warm. I'm just using one of those wooden kebab skewers to just poke holes in the whole top of that cake. And you could also just do this with like a butter knife. Now I'm just taking that butter glaze that I made and pouring it all over the top. And I'm just trying to drizzle it slowly over those holes and try not to keep all the glaze from going over the sides. It's okay if it goes over the sides, but you really want all that glaze in the middle of that cake there. I'm just using a little silicone brush to kind of work it down into those holes. And of course, because I ended up using too much butter, I had a little extra glaze left. And you do want to let this cool completely in the pan. My cake had completely cooled, so now I'm just flipping it out onto a cake stand. I think this may be my favorite part of making a cake when I make it in a bundt pan. Now don't get me wrong, I get nervous every single time. Sometimes they come out perfect and sometimes they come out falling apart. But if you ever have a few places that kind of stick, just piece that cake back together. You can make up a quick glaze and drizzle it over the top, or do like me and cover it in powdered sugar. This cake was so delicious. In fact, it's now one of my husband's new all-time favorite cake recipes. And I'm pretty happy about that because this was so easy to make. These orange creamsicle cookies really surprised me. In a large bowl, I added 1 stick of softened butter, along with an 8-ounce block of softened cream cheese. You'll also need half a teaspoon of orange extract, and I just found this at Walmart, and 1 egg. And if you want yours to be a little more orange, you just add in some food coloring. Now give this a really good mix until it's all well combined. And now I'm adding in a Duncan Hines Orange Supreme cake mix. Now mix this well, but just don't over mix it. Won't be long, we'll be making cookies for Christmas. Y'all have to let me know in the comments below, what's your favorite cookie? I want some new ones to try. Okay, I'm also adding 1 cup of white chocolate chips. Just fold those in, and when you get it all mixed together, then you're going to put this in the refrigerator to chill for at least 30 minutes. After it's chilled, you can take it out of the refrigerator. I've got a small bowl here with 1 cup of powdered sugar. I'm just scooping that cookie dough into about golf ball sized portions. I rolled them in powdered sugar and then placed them on the baking sheet. And by the way, if you're new here, I would really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss out on any of my future videos. The recipe didn't say whether or not I was supposed to flatten these out. And typically with cake mix cookies, they don't spread much. So this recipe made 2 trays of cookies. So with the first batch, I left them as is. And that second batch, I did flatten them down a little bit. They worked out both ways. This was the first batch where I didn't flatten them. And then the second batch where I did. We preferred them a little on the flatter side, but you can do it either way. These were so good. They really surprised me. Definitely will be making these again. I really hope you enjoyed this video. You may also like these. Don't forget to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on any future videos, and I will see you in the next one. Hey. It was bad. Do I need to do it one more time? No. Okay. And just a regular old mama, you were making me. Not that big. Well, you said smile with my teeth together. Okay, well, we're gonna redo that. Well, we're gonna do it again. You faded it. Perfect.